Maxx and the Great Fridge Mystery. Maxx is not a big, fluffy, perfect-looking cat. He is a little tiger-striped tabby with short caramel and chocolate-colored fur. And if you look closely at the top of his head, right between his ears, you will see a little pink patch of skin where the fur doesn't grow. Maxx calls this his badge of courage. Because of that old bump, his ears are always folded flat against his head, making him look like he is listening very carefully to a secret. Maxx is a gentle soul with big round eyes that always look a little bit worried. But Maxx isn't really worried. He is just observant. He likes to watch the world from safe places, like inside an empty cardboard box tucked under the dining room table. Maxx loves to play. His favorite toy in the whole wide world isn't a fancy feather wand or a tall scratching post. It is a simple, slightly beat-up gray toy mouse named Mr. Squeaks. One sunny afternoon, Maxx was having the best time in the kitchen. The floor was smooth and cool, perfect for sliding. Maxx batted Mr. Squeaks across the tiles. Twack! Went his soft paw. Mr. Squeaks skidded fast, spinning like a tiny gray top across the floor. Maxx chased after him, his striped tail twitching with excitement. He felt a burst of energy and gave the mouse one final, mighty swat. Whoosh! Mr. Squeaks zipped across the room. He slid past the cabinets, past the stove, and straight under the giant, humming refrigerator. He didn't just go a little bit under. He went deep under. Maxx skidded to a stop. He trotted over to the fridge and peered into the darkness underneath. It was very shadowy and dusty down there. He could just barely see the tip of Mr. Squeak's tail way in the back. No problem, Maxx thought. He was a brave explorer, after all. He sat down close to the fridge and stretched his front paw into the gap as far as it would go. He wiggle-waggled his toes, trying to hook the mouse. He swiped left. He swiped right. His paw was too short. Maxx tried a different strategy. He squashed his belly flat against the cold floor, pressing his folded ear right down to the ground to get a better look. He puffed out a breath of air to try and blow the mouse closer. Nothing happened, except a little gray dust bunny rolled out and tickled his nose. Maxx sat up and let out a frustrated sigh. His whiskers drooped. The fridge seemed enormous, like a cold metal mountain, and he felt very small. He sat there for a moment, feeling a sad squeeze in his chest. He looked up at the ceiling and then down at his paws. He remembered his badge of courage on his head. It reminded him that he could get through hard things. He was used to figuring things out for himself. I should be able to do this, he thought. He tried one more time, jamming his shoulder against the fridge door, reaching. But Mr. Squeaks remained stuck in the dark. Maxx realized his paw was just too short, and the fridge was too heavy to lift. He didn't need to be braver. He needed something bigger than a cat paw. He needed a human hand. Maxx knew where his person, Jenny, was. Jenny was sitting on the soft sofa in the living room. Maxx padded silently into the living room. He didn't jump up and create chaos. He didn't meow loudly and demand things. That wasn't Max's style. Instead, Maxx walked up and gently bumped his head against Jenny's leg. He let out a soft, questioning noise. Jenny looked down from her book and smiled. "Hi, Maxx. You look very serious. What's the matter, buddy?" Maxx turned around and walked a few steps toward the kitchen, looking back over his shoulder with his big, soulful eyes. He did this twice. Jenny understood. "Show me," Jenny said, standing up. Max led Jenny straight to the refrigerator and pointed with his wet nose at the dark gap underneath. Jenny knelt down. "Oh, I see," she chuckled. "It's a mouse emergency." Jenny didn't try to use her hand. Instead, she opened a drawer and grabbed a long wooden spoon. She slid the handle under the fridge. In 2 seconds flat, she scooped Mr. Squeaks right out into the open kitchen light. Max pounced on his toy, happier than ever. He picked up Mr. Squeaks in his mouth and then dropped him right at Jenny's feet. He rubbed his striped cheek against Jenny's hand, purring like a little engine. Max learned something important that afternoon while he played with Mr. Squeaks in a sunbeam. Having a badge of courage didn't mean he had to do everything alone. Sometimes the bravest and smartest thing you can do is admit that you're stuck and ask a friend for a little help.